Well, it's been another scorcher today in the city of churches. In case you've missed it, Adelaide's been baking in 40+ degree heat all week. Amidst the record temperatures, disruption of power supplies and public transport, the people have been flocking to the beach and doing anything they can to cool off. But there's one place the action won't be cooling off, and that is on the basketball court, as the defending champion Adelaide Lightning take on the Dandenong Rangers. Well, that's the prize the Adelaide Lightning won last year when they were far and away the best team in the land. But their championship defence has hit a significant speed hump. 4 losses in their last 6 matches is not the sort of form they want to be bringing into the business end of the season. Hello and welcome everyone to round 16 of the Women's National Basketball League. Darren Boyd alongside Laurie Chizzy bringing you all the action. And Laurie, look, it's the obvious pun to make, but things are really heating up in the WNBL at the moment.
Darren, I feel like we say it every single week that each match is very important. But with this only 4 rounds to go, these two teams both, I know Dandenong mathematically have that chance. It's going to be a real contest out there.
We can have a look at the ladder now, and Laurie, as you mentioned, there's still contests right through the key positions on the ladder. The top 4 has been pretty settled for much of the second half of the season, but where they finish is anybody's guess.
Well, I think we can safely say Canberra probably has secured that minor premiership. They only play 1 team that are in the top 4 for the rest of the season. The next 3 spots, well, they're secure, but in the order we don't know. And finally, Bendigo and Sydney are still very much battling for that final 5th spot.
Well, the keen-eyed observers will have noticed the Adelaide Lightning in 4th spot with their record of 12 wins and 5 losses. But Laurie, as I mentioned at the outset, 4 of those losses have come in the last 6 matches. And you know what? When you have a look at that slump chart, it could have been even worse.
Well, it could, Darren, and in fact, the last time we saw Adelaide play a really good game was our TV game against Canberra, where they absolutely trounced them. Now, they are in a slump, and it's one of those things in sport. You know what, though? They haven't gotten any taller. They haven't gotten any smaller. They still got a great deal of depth on their team, and it's something that second-year coach Vicky Volk will really have to work to regroup this team.
Well, second-year coach Vicky Volk, and at the other end, second-year coach Dale Waters for the Dandenong Rangers. He's got his work cut out in the close ones. The Rangers have had a very poor record so far this season.
Well, when it comes down to those close ones, we know that Dandenong is a great defensive team and that they can come up with stops, but my question mark to them is, who is that go-to player on their team? Who do they want the ball in their hands at the end of a close game?
Well, it's an interesting battle for the coaches. We've already introduced to them both already so far. Laurie Chiswick spoke to them before the game, Dale Waters and also Vicky Volk, and she asked them, when you're coming off a tough losing streak, as both these coaches are, do you do anything differently to prepare for a big match like this?
We actually have had a very light week this week. As you said, we have had 2 hard games. So we actually had a beach session which wasn't involving a lot of running. We had a treasure hunt and a sandcastle beating competition. So I've only been on the court really once this week and in a shoot around. So we hope that that's freshened the girls up and we're ready to go tonight.
Yeah, I guess, you know, you've always got to take into consideration the heat, and particularly the last week in that. So, look, our sessions have been a lot shorter in that, a lot more condensed, but still making sure that we prepare in the right manner for tonight's game against the Lightning, which is also still an important game for us, and also important for us to make sure we finish off our season on a very high note.
Yes, Dale Waters there and Vicky Volk before him, still with bright hopes for the rest of the season. Well, Laurie, we've got to have a look at some of the key players for both of these teams. Starting off with the Adelaide Lightning's Tracy Gahan. She was an All-Star 5 member last year, and she's been pretty handy as well this season.
Tracy has really been gathering momentum since the Christmas break, and in fact she's averaged in those games 12 points per game and really appears to have her old spark back. She is quick, she has great anticipation, excellent offensive rebounder, and works really hard at both ends of the court. She is the type of player that any coach would love to have on their roster.
Well, a running mate for the Adelaide Lightning and also in the All-Star 5 last season is Jess Foley.
Jess has been having another really consistent season, averaging 17 points per game, 5th in the league. She's really difficult to defend as she's a great three-point shooter, but if you close out too long to her, then she can really put the ball to the floor very effectively. She could also present some mismatch problems for Dandenong as she is a tall guard in that 2 spot and will comfortably post up any smaller opponents.
For the Dandenong Rangers, well, they don't necessarily have the same number of stars as the Adelaide Lightning do, but one player that's really emerged in the last few weeks is Katie Ebzery.
Katie has earned herself a spot in the starting 5 in the last 2 games. She had a slow start to the season because she was quite sick for a few weeks, but now she is healthy, stronger, and shooting the ball much better. Katie has a really quick first step and accurate pull-up jumper. She really needs to continue to get herself to the line as she shoots free throws at 86%, the best in her team.
And also for the Dandenong Rangers, well, Alison Downie, she's a bit of an enigma.
Alison has actually played 9 seasons with Dandenong and is having her best season to date, averaging 7 points per game. She's been a starter for most of the season and is one of the most athletic players in the WNBL. She has a really balanced jump shot, and with her amazing vertical leap, she has the ability to come up with some real monster rebounds.
Well, it will be a tough ask for the Dandenong Rangers, coming up against what we expect will be a resurgent Adelaide Lightning in their home venue. And a woman that knows all about this venue and putting on a show for the home fans here in Adelaide, it's Rachel Spawn. She's joining us on the sidelines. Welcome, Rachel. How do you see this one?
Well, from past experience, Darren, I do know that the girls will be feeling the heat tonight, and I think that my #1 role as sideline reporter should be to wet the girls with the Super Soaker water pistol when they come off to get on the bench, because I think that both teams are going to be having quick rotations. And when you look at the statistical categories, Dandenong is actually only above Adelaide on 1, and that is turnovers. So on paper, I would expect Adelaide to dominate this game, but we do know that Dandenong like to grind teams down, stop the running game that Adelaide will want to do. So we could actually be in for a good contest on this very hot night.
Yes, Rachel, the teams are having to go to all precautions to just keep the heat off. There's the big high voltage fan that they've got firing up and trying to cool down this stadium. The air conditioner's been on day and night. We got kicked out of our dressing room, Laurie, because it was the coolest place in the venue where the Adelaide Lightning wanted to warm up, or should I say keep cool before this match, as we have a look at their starting 5. Cayla Francis, Rebecca Duke, Angela Marino, the point guard, Tracy Gahan and Jess Foley. It's pretty powerful.
It is, and they all bring such different things to the game, that inside presence, that outside perimeter, quickness, just the whole gambit of artillery.
For the Dandenong Rangers, well, they've got certainly a more inexperienced starting 5. They've got a couple of gun players. Emily McInerny, of course, headlines, played her 300th game just a couple of weeks ago. Katie Ebzery into the starting 5, along with Nicole Hunt in the backcourt. Faith Probst also starting, and Jennifer Benningfield back from a couple of weeks out with injury.
That'll be this will be Faith Probst's first WNBL game as a starter for the Dandenong Rangers.
Well, for the Adelaide Lightning, they've had a bit of a disrupted week. A few injuries have hit their squad. There is young Trudy Holland, who played the first half in the development game, which was the curtain raiser for this match. And tonight she's going to be making her WNBL debut from the West Adelaide club. The issue, of course, with Adelaide is they've lost 2 of their big players. Last week against Canberra, Marita Payne broke her wrist, and this is Karen Truslove just hobbling down the stairs. Obviously, you can see there on the crutches and an injury to her knee. And Laurie, it's going to hurt their depth in the big man department.
Well, I think especially with Marita Payne being out, and not only for this game, but it really was a season-ending injury, which is very, very unfortunate. She's been a backup center and played really valuable minutes for them. So Cayla Francis is going to have to continue not only her good form, but step up a little bit, as is Tracy Gahan.
All right, well, the WNBL always likes to get behind some causes, and this week, Zadie's Rainbow Shoelaces. And you can buy your Zadie's Rainbow Shoelaces at various outfits around the country, and all the players in the WNBL are wearing these in honour of Zadie Turner, and it's to raise awareness for in the campaign for organ donation.
And as you can see, you can either wear them in your shoes or your hair.
Round 16 of the WNBL for the Dome in Adelaide, and we're away. The Lightning in the dark blue strip control the tip. The referees Phil Haynes, Nathan Wheeland and Carolyn Sakalos. These teams have met twice so far this season. As Jess Foley goes in. Can't make the basket. On both those occasions, the Adelaide Lightning have come out on top. This is a good start from the Rangers. Benningfield, she's been red hot against the Lightning so far this season, averaging 20 points in the 2 games.
And it was good recognition by Nicole Hunt that there was no help behind. There was no split line help. She was being fronted down low and great pass inside.
The Rangers have come out full of energy. Now it's 3-on-1 here. That was fantastic there. McInerny got it to Ebzery, who finished off the Probst, who comes up with it again. So, this is not the start that Adelaide would have been searching for. Probst for 3. Feet were set. And they've got another chance as Francis fumbles the rebound. Hunt's a terrier. Dishes it into Benningfield.
Great second efforts, second and third efforts by Dandenong to come up with those steals.
And a terrible pass from Foley. So the Rangers have another chance. Hunt decides to go, gives Rebecca Duke off the dribble, and Laura, you're nodding your head in appreciation.
Well, I like that she just, little bit of a change of pace. We can see that steal that created this. She comes down the floor, she just hesitates a little bit, then takes it hard to the basket. Dandenong need Nicole Hunt scoring.
Oh, it jumps in and out and back in again. That was lucky. So Nicole Hunt, her first season out of the AIS. You mentioned they need her scoring. She's averaging just under 8 points a game, but Laurie, her last 8 matches, as the Rangers will come up with it again. We'll come back to that in just a moment as Hunt, well, she shoots for 3. She was off balance. Benningfield, oh, that's 8-0, and Vicky Volk's called for time. We're going to have a look at this again as Benningfield is just charging into the huddle. The Rangers are pumped up. 8 points to 0 in the opening 100 seconds of the game. 3 turnovers. Let's listen into the Lightning huddle.
Dookie was doing a good job there. Fronting, you were here. Get here. Okay, first D of the game. You weren't on split line. Get on split line. Dookie, look after the ball. Wait for that cut. If you don't think you can pass it on the baseline, don't give it in. And look after the ball and look after your player and help out. Okay? I can't get out there and play defense for you. Now you've dug yourself into a hole. Okay? The only way you can get out of it is take some pride in your defense, because at the moment there is no defense at all.
Guys, we're going to scramble. We need to pick someone up. You know, if you haven't got your own player, it doesn't matter as long as everyone's got a player.
Run back in the paint and then flare out.
Well, Vicky Volk not happy with the defense, and she shouldn't be too happy with the way they're moving the ball forward either. She screened at Rebecca Duke in that timeout. Look after the ball, and there's a pair of turnovers.
Well, they're not taking care of the ball at all. Their passes are really sloppy. They're very weak passes, easy to pick off. I'm just amazed at the way they've come out, or the lack of the way they've come out.
Rachel Spawn, I imagine, was a pretty happy Dandenong huddle down there that you were in.
Very much so. Dale Waters is very happy, incredibly happy with how switched on his players were, but he warned his girls that after that timeout, Adelaide are sure to be switched on also, but wants his players to keep attacking, and I must say, I think that's probably the earliest timeout Vicky Volk has ever called in her coaching career.
Oh, and Volk just cannons into Ebzery. It's all smiles afterwards. She helps her up, but it was another steal down the attacking end. McInerny with the active hands, where you expect nothing less from the 9-time Defensive Player of the Year. She's got 3 steals. The Lightning have got 4 turnovers.
Well, they're just getting deflections. They're just getting their fingertips to it, changing the flight of the ball and being able to come up with it. Sheer determination.
Cayla Francis sits down. Dragged after the disappointing opening 2 minutes. She's the scapegoat. They want to get the captain out there. There's Sam Woosnam, an important player for them. Marino from a long way out. Gee, it looked good from where I was sitting.
Well, Emily McInerny and both Faith Probst did a good job of blocking out, not giving them a chance to get a second shot.
So let's see if things can calm down. Let's see if the Lightning can play some D. Well, they didn't close out on Ebzery, and she's been hitting that shot for the last couple of weeks consistently. 11-0. What a start.
Very impressive, and considering that Caitlin Ryan's not on the floor, one of their leading scorers, this is an amazing start to the game.
Rachel Spawn was one who thought that Lightning might win this fairly comfortably, and they still might. But there's no doubt the Rangers don't believe that. They've thrown down the gauntlet, Rachel.
Well, Dale did say in his pre-game talk to you guys that they want to finish this year on a high note. He knows that he has a young group, and so you want to make the most out of any year, even if you can't make the finals. And look, he'd be wrapped with this, and you can see that his whole team now is very excited at this start, and they just want to build on it.
Swarming D from the Rangers. Still plenty of time for the Lightning. Marino puts it on the ground. Duke. It's a better offense from the Lightning. And Gahan, well, that's where their leadership needs to come from. She crashes the offensive glass. Oh, and a block shot from McInerny. This has been an electric defensive start for the Rangers.
They've really got all the answers right now.
What about this from Gahan? When your team needs something, you've got to go to your, well, arguably your best player, Tracy Gahan.
Well, we talked about her having excellent offensive rebounding skills, and that was just one demonstration of that.
Jess Foley with the first basket for the Lightning, but it's taken them 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Not what you'd expect from the league's best offense. Probst, two-point shot.
Now we can see Adelaide really running the ball up the floor, which they're noted for doing. It'll be interesting to see if Dandenong can stop their transition game.
Wow. Shooter's roll. Sam Woosnam got a little bit lucky as Hunt and Marino make some contact mid-court.
That was a lucky roll for Sam, but often when you see Woosnam come on, you can see that the team does relax in her presence because she does bring such poise, and that is what they obviously needed after the first 2 minutes of this match.
Benningfield fighting under the basket. She wants to push it. Vicky Bolt corking to Marino. That was well done. They've scored the last 7, Adelaide. Almost back to level terms.
That's the sort of pace and tempo that Adelaide like to play the game. Again, I really like what I'm seeing from Nicole Hunt. Again, she takes it hard to the basket, as we can see on screen now.
And the reaching foul from Jess Foley. Well, Laura, a moment ago you mentioned they need to get Nicole Hunt scoring. This is good. Aggressive play from her, seeing her on the foul line. But she hasn't been in great shooting form. Her last 8 matches, she's only recorded double figures once, and she's been shooting the ball at 21%. Must be tough for a young player to go through a stretch like that, a shooting stretch. And in fact, it's really mirrored her team's form. Her team's lost 8 games in a row in that time.
Well, maybe that's why we've seen these 2 times that she's had the ball in her hand. She's actually driven to the basket as opposed to settling for a jump shot or a 3-point shot.
Ebzery with the jump shot on that occasion. Gahan wants some help. How many seconds in the backcourt? They've got to be quick. Desperate pass from Foley. That was excellent from the Rangers. Forced Adelaide into error.
I really like the way they're putting pressure all up the court. Anytime there was looked like there was a release pass, and forced that pass long and out of bounds.
13 plays 7 halfway through this opening quarter. Turnover. Newley, she can shoot this. Not quite. Jimmy Dandenong ball from the end. Couple of substitutions for the Rangers. Hunt and Ebzery sit down. McInerny checks back in, and Todhunter as well. Half-time score in one of the other matches in the WNBL. Bendigo Spirit leading the Sydney Uni Flames by 11. And in the other game, in the third quarter progress score, the Logan Thunder leading the AIS by 4. But that match won't have ramifications for the finals, but the other one between the Bendigo Spirit and the Sydney Uni Flames is huge. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment as Marino wants to put it on the ground and charge to the basket. In the end, she kicks it out to Woosnam, who's got a pair of bombs. And as the captain steadies the ship, Laurie, it looks as though the Sydney Uni Flames need to do some steadying of their own. They're in Bendigo, trailing by 11 at half-time in a must-win match. They're fighting for that 5th spot on the ladder.
Well, they will. They need to make sure that they come out and address whatever. I'm sure Karen Dalton will have a chat to them at half-time.
As we head into the Dale Waters huddle with the Rangers.
Down to that. I think for us down here, we ended, like on that last one, we should have gone inside to Jen on that one there. So we want to punish them with that. We want to work that inside-outside type action.
If I'm on shakes, if I'm the first ring, I'm slipping.
Yeah.
She's playing it, I'm going.
All right.
Dribble, take 1 second and I'm going, all right?
Let's go on to some spreads here, okay? Work that flex cut action, screen a shape up towards the ball there, okay? So we're looking down low at Macra and Jenny out of this sort of stuff. No, I know, but in the next quarter court, dead stop. Go on to spread side out here, okay? Go on to sortie, okay? Here we go. Rangers.
Well, Laurie, Dale Waters there getting a lot of assistance from his players in that timeout. It's something you see a bit of with the Rangers.
Well, I know Benningfield was talking about the on-ball screen. If they're going to help out, she was telling her teammates that she is going to slip the screen and dive straight away and make sure they look for her.
With a 3-point deficit, Rachel, how was the Adelaide huddle?
Yeah, look, Vicky Bolt was happy finally with their attacking game, but really wants to stop those reaching fouls, get the body in position earlier, and really wanting Francis to front Benningfield and just not let her get the ball.
Well, it was Downie crashing the offensive glass there. Won a reprieve, I should say, for the Rangers. Todhunter, nice little pass inside. Benningfield was aware to Downie on the baseline.
Exactly what they talked about on that timeout. When she slipped the screen, we can see that pass inside. Good recognition that she was doubled and a pass out to Downie.
So 5-point lead to Dandenong. They're sitting 7th on the ladder. 5 wins and 11 losses. They've lost 8 in a row. The Lightning are sitting 4th. And they're not playing like it. It looks as though the positions are reversed in many respects as Todhunter gets it thrown away by Francis. She was stalking her, Laurie. Just almost daring Amelia Todhunter just to take that thing to the rack, and she dealt with it.
She was waiting for that shot to go up. Good timing, though, from Cayla Francis.
She was like a predator. It was almost unfair. But Todhunter's not shy. She's straight down and firing that thing back up. Francis made good position. Cunningham just lost her on the transition. Marino for 3. McInerny did well. She was off balance and the veteran controlled it. Cunningham inside. Draws the foul.
I think I'd like to see Dandenong do more of that. Get that ball inside. Really have make Adelaide play that defense. Whether they're going to front the post, they have to make a decision. Keep pounding it inside. If they collapse, then you can kick it outside to your shooters.
Caitlin Cunningham on the line. She's been shooting her free throws only about 50% so far this season.
We can see Caitlin Ryan's on the court now, and having spoken to Dale Waters before the game, he wasn't sure that she would even be able to hit the court. Her shoulder is really bothering her. She hasn't trained all week, and we'll see how many minutes she plays.
7-point lead to the Rangers. And that was a beautiful move by Sam Woosnam. She is playing a lone hand offensively for the Adelaide Lightning. She scored 8 of their 12 points. Cunningham down low, that was good defence there by Newley, and a bit of aggression there with Cunningham. In the corner, good ball movement from the Lightning, and Marino gets it to drop, and she throws her head back. But this is what happened down the other end with Cunningham. Just watch her elbow in this rebounding contest. I don't know if me and Newley made the most of it, or if there was some significant contact there.
No, I think it was all just part of the game, Darren.
All right, I'll roll with you. As I always do, Laurie.
I like the physicality of the game, though.
The shot had to go up there. It might have looked like a strange shot from Cunningham, but the shot clock was counting down. And a better defensive stance from the Lightning. They only trail by 2 now. Angela Marino on the last play goes inside. The score's a level.
I tell you what, Sam Woosnam is playing a lone hand out there, not only in scoring herself, organizing the team, making a great pass. Very impressive.
Cunningham crashes the offensive glass, but the foul is called against her for a push out. As Woosnam sits down for Adelaide. Sam Woosnam has a rest. There's Cunningham also having a rest, but Sam Woosnam's statistics, 8 points and 2 assists, as well as a couple of rebounds in her 6 minutes on the court. So Adelaide with the chance to hit the lead. On another offensive rebound. That's 4 each in that category. They can't make Dandenong pay. Gale Waters calling his team to push the ball up the floor, keep the tempo up. Miscommunication there from Ryan and McInerny. And that was a great pass. Unfortunately, Newley couldn't finish off Marino's good work.
Well, it was not only a good pass, Newley did a great job of running the floor and calling for the ball.
And there's a moving screen. It's an offensive foul called against Emily McInerny. She can't believe it. Meanwhile, up the other end, this was the outlet play from Adelaide. Transition has been getting better the longer this quarter has been progressing. Now with only a handful of seconds to go, Benningfield swats that thing away.
Bit ambitious on Marino to take it in all the way.
Particularly with only 7 seconds remaining on the clock for this opening quarter. Foley. Oh, in and out. Ryan, 2 seconds. Needs to go up. Doesn't make the distance. And so, after 10 minutes of basketball, we're back where we were as we started. Scores are level at the Dome. Adelaide 17, Dandenong 17. And Laura, as we have a look at the highlights, well, it was just a mind-boggling start from both teams, really. As good as Dandenong were, Adelaide were poor.
Exactly, and that they would not have been happy coming out in that way. Dandenong just took it to them at every opportunity, every angle. They pushed the ball, they were stealing it, they got hands and deflections. Adelaide just didn't know which way to turn at the beginning.
But then the captain steadied the ship, Sam Woosnam.
She did. She stepped on the court. She scored 2 3-point baskets. She got the ball in the right people's hands at the right time and was totally influential in that quarter.
There she is. It's fitting that she would complete our highlights package with that layup basket there, Sam Woosnam. As we have a look at the stats, well, neither team shooting the ball very well at all.
Well, I was surprised at the number of shots both teams put up. It was a fairly frantic pace. I think we'll see them settle more into this next quarter and perhaps think a little bit more about their shot selection.
Rachel Spawn's on the sidelines, and Rach, we see a shot of Vicky Volk, very earnest, addressing her troops. No doubt you understand how she's feeling.
Well, absolutely, and I think that early timeout was a catalyst for them getting back on track. And you can really see from the sideline how much the girls are puffing, because the heat really does affect you, and I'm sure those subs will be coming thick and fast. But Dandenong, that great start, great shooting, which they haven't been doing lately, can they sustain it? And we all knew that Adelaide would come back from that 11-0 deficit, and they are back 17-all. So it'll be interesting second quarter.
So the Adelaide players are ready to go. Monique Bowley has checked into the game for her first minutes, number 12. We see the Adelaide players on the bench. Trudy Holland there, just waiting patiently for her turn in the game.
You can see they've got the white towels around their necks, and I think at the back of that is some ice that's trying to cool them down.
So second quarter action from the Dome. All square. Ebzery misses the opening basket. It was a frenetic pace in the opening quarter. 22 shots that Adelaide put up. Dandenong put up 20, which is Normally you'd see an average of about 17 or 18 tops a quarter. But both sides have certainly been running the floor.
Well, they have, and Adelaide on average shoot about 71 shots for the game.
So an offensive foul, Nicole Hunt just a little bit out of control. What's your decision?
I think it was good anticipation by Marino to cut her off, and might have been a bit of a flop, but I think it was a good, you know, the refs had to call that.
Angela Marino, the only player in the first quarter to not have a rest. And she does spend a lot of time on the ground, there's no doubt about that. She likes to try and draw those charging fouls. The poor pass into Benningfield. She couldn't come down with it, and no score for either side in the opening minute of the second term. Duke into Foley, that's a better pass. She did really well there. She knew she had her inexperienced opponent out of position. And Jess Foley converts. That's her work at the defensive end, where she is doing a stellar job, as well as Francis does likewise with another block shot.
Well, we talked about Foley taking advantage of any mismatches, and certainly with Katie Ebzery, that's a mismatch.
Cayla Francis, a couple of block shots in the game. A quick inbounds play from Dandenong. They tie the ball game away again.
Vicky Bolt will not be happy with that. You must be ready. As soon as that end line rule was introduced, we really had to be ready as soon as the umpire gave the player the ball. So she won't be happy they got caught out there.
Another steal to the Rangers, 7-1 in that category. They force more turnovers from their opponents than any other team in the competition. So we shouldn't be surprised that they are in front in that category. Now they're thrown away again. McInerny back to do the defensive work on Foley. She did a good job. Hunt tries to go herself, then dishes it out for Ebzery. Probst frustrated with herself.
Kate Ebzery just seems to be rushing her shot a little bit. She's getting to the right spots. She's getting wide open looks. She just seems to me that she's rushing it a little bit.
So 19 points all. 2 minutes into the second quarter. 4th against 8. The vital game for the Adelaide Lightning if they're to stay in touch with Townsville and Bulleen, who are sitting 2nd and 3rd at the moment on the ladder. The frenetic pace is continuing, and the wasteful passing is continuing as well. Oh, that was excellent work from Downie. She just couldn't quite avoid fouling Tracy Gahan.
Well, she was trying to make up for that bad pass that we saw at the other end of the court, and she almost got around, but there was certainly contact.
Well, it's reminiscent of the game we saw here before Christmas with Sydney Uni in Adelaide, where there were a lot of cross-court passes and a lot of turnovers in that game as well.
Well, it seems that right now Dandenong's not taking care of the ball. They've got a few wayward passes. You just have to slow down a little bit, make sure you've got a good angle.
Now we see a good example. Faith Probst made excellent position, and she was rewarded. The Rangers back in front. Gahan can't make the three-point bucket.
Adelaide really aren't getting through much offense. It's sort of a 1 or 2 passes and a perimeter shot is going up. Either that or a transition game. They're not really executing.
Three-point shooting statistics there. Adelaide just living and dying by the three-point shot at the moment. They've taken 11 attempts from out beyond the perimeter. Dandenong only the 2.
There we see that again from Cayla Francis. Rachel, do you know if that's something that Coach Vicky Balt has instructed her players, just to play more of a free-throwing game and take any option that's available to you?
Look, I know that they can certainly play with a lot of freedom, Lightning, but I don't think Vicky Balt would be wanting them to do it so freely. I was actually surprised that Tracy Gahan did take the 3 she took, because she's an older player who knows that maybe this isn't the time to take that shot. Let's get it through hands and and run some of this clock down, because when you're getting up shots so early too, you're running wind sprints also. So, and offense is the end that you can get a rest, not defensively.
It's taken them 14 minutes, but Adelaide finally make a trip to the free throw line. Perhaps that's because they've been so perimeter orientated. And Laurie, I know that you were looking into their three-point shooting statistics during the week.
Well, I was, and they in fact take, out of those 71 shots that they take per game, a third of them come from that three-point line. So that's a pretty big statistics. When you look at that and probably transition baskets, you know, they don't get to the line maybe as much as other teams.
They are 4th in the league for three-point shooting percentage, the Lightning. They're not doing a good job on the offensive boards. They've just let up another one. And Downie gets the layup to go. The Rangers are back in front in a seesawing contest.
Adelaide really need to start taking care of business at the defensive end. That was a very easy basket, very easy little backdoor cut Alison Downie made.
So Marino drawing the foul. Well, Laurie, you'd be pleased with me. I've done some homework of my own. And the first 10 weeks of the season, the first 11 weeks of the season, Adelaide were letting teams score only 69 points a game, 4th best in the competition, that would be. In the last 6 weeks, in their form slump, they've been allowing 82 points a game, a difference of 13. That would rank them 9th in the competition.
Well, it's certainly noticeable in tonight's game because Dandenong aren't known for their scoring power, and you know, they seem to be getting some easy baskets.
Cunningham makes it fit. Another example of a relatively easy jump shot there allowed by the Adelaide defence close to the basket. Again, a 2-point lead for the Rangers. Duke. Basket's waved away.
I thought Todhunter did a very good job of defending Marino. Marino, they'd cleared out that right side of the court for her to take her on one-on-one. And she stayed in front of her, kept her hands out, and forced her to make that pass.
Dale Waters for Dandenong calling the shots. Very hot day in Adelaide. 40 degrees. It has been pretty much the whole week. And the big day out music concerts on Laurie, you'd be pretty happy we're not sitting out there in 40-degree heats. On the plane over with a group called The Prodigy, who's one of their biggest hits, of course, was called Firestarter. I don't know if it's in your iPod collection, but pretty appropriate in a day like this, I would have thought.
Well, it's a shame that it's been very hot in Melbourne as well.
Alison Downie for 3, and obviously that would affect both teams in their preparation. There's Caitlin Ryan playing a little bit of volleyball there, just taps it along to McInerny. It's got to upset your training schedules and times and even venues from time to time as well.
Well, it does, and as a coach, both teams we know we're coming off losses. You want to train more, you want to try and fix things, but the reality is that when it's that hot, and sometimes you just need to shorten those trainings.
And will the basket count? It does down the other end. Well, this is one of the steals that led to this basket. Caitlin Ryan, intelligent play. Dale Waters is stalking up and down that sidelines. He might need a substitution in a minute. We might get his assistant coach to step in. But Alison Downie will shoot the bonus shot here. The Rangers leading by 3 at the moment.
Well, Dandenong are certainly playing with a lot of energy. Even though it is hot, lots of energy. They're going after every single ball, every single loose ball. And Adelaide just seemed that bit flat, and I'm surprised because coming off those losses from the weekend, I thought they would be really pumped up, fired up, ready to play in their home venue.
Absolutely, Laurie, because when you do lose 2 games on a road trip, it's just a horrible, horrible feeling when you're flying home and you want the game to be the next day, not to have to wait a week. So I'm actually surprised that Lightning didn't get a better start to this match.
Oh, that was sensational from Downie. She threw it dart up there to Todhunter. Look at this. Great camera angle too. Amelia Todhunter did brilliantly to gather that at full speed.
She did. She had to totally extend and then did a great reverse layup.
Down the other end, Amanda Williams has checked into the game and she hits the three-point basket. Coach Volk looking for her depth to try and give her some lift in this game. Amanda Williams, experience in terms of age, but only 23 years of age. Only 23 WNBL games, I should say.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
They go to the well with Cunningham. She throws it up. Tries for the party trick. Doesn't go. Francis out to Woosnam. She's had the hot hand. Rangers were caught out of position. So Adelaide reset. Under 3 minutes until half-time. Players, no doubt, looking for some respite.
14 three-point shots Adelaide have put up.
It's out of 33 field goal attempts, so that's almost half. Ryan for her first three-point basket of the night. She's renowned for that. And Vicky Volk has seen enough. She wants to talk it over. Her side are trailing by 5. And it's an important passage of the game. Just counting down to half-time. The Rangers have scored 7 of the last 8 points in the game. Here's the Adelaide huddle.
Okay, we're offensively, just be confident that we get it. Okay, we look to cut and we think, shall we pass it, shall we not? If they're in front, like on a moving cut like that, or on a stationary cut where Cayla's on the block, give them the ball. Okay, because their defense all comes in and then we've got spotters out there ready to shoot it. Otherwise, we have to have cutters off it as well. If 2 come to you, don't be so upright when we're like this. Get it down here and protect it and kick it through. All right? Let's run strike this time for Cayla. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I want to run a play for Cayla Francis, get her involved in the offensive end. She's got 5 rebounds and a couple of block shots, but just the 2 points. As Dale Waters keeping his team a long time in the huddle. Rachel, I saw you casting your eye. You're an interested observer anyway, I should say, of that Dandenong huddle. What did you pick up?
Well, he wants accountability on the drives that Adelaide are taking, and when they are getting help, they do have a player open on the weak side, and they have hit 2 threes from that, so he's wanting to shut that down. But obviously he's really happy with how his team has gone the last couple of minutes, keeping the momentum going and obviously wanting that lead going into half-time.
You said a moment ago that Dandenong have scored 7 of the last 8 points of the match. I meant 7 of the last 10. They've had a good little spurt here, and with just on 2 minutes until half-time, they'd be absolutely thrilled with their position in the game. Francis, excellent play.
That's a better move from Cayla, taking it hard, ripping it hard on the baseline and taking it. We know that she can do that. She's very effective at that. We just haven't seen it.
They have broken down so many times in that way, Laurie. Give up another basket to a layup.
I'll be interested to see at the halftime the statistic of how many points Dandenong have scored in the paint. They just seem to have had a few easy layups.
Oh, Francis, that was anything but easy. She's got the last 2 baskets for Adelaide.
And that's what they need, that inside presence, somebody going right to the basket hard.
Bit of contact down low, Benningfield and Francis. And, well, Rachel, are they laughing about that, or are they having a little bit of a few competitive words?
Oh, Darren, you've got me here because I'm actually trying to organise who I'm interviewing at half-time, so you had to cross to me, didn't you? Put me on a spot. You have to fill me in on that one later.
Oh, well, very important work. I think somebody from the Dandenong huddle, with the way they're travelling, they'd be pretty happy at the moment. Just on 60 seconds until half-time. We've got 8 offensive rebounds as well, the Rangers, just 6 for Adelaide. Oh. Again inside the paint, Laurie.
You know what, I thought initially in that first quarter that Caitlin was going to be just purely used to rest some other players because of her shoulder, but she's come up with 2 big baskets for Dandenong.
Bowley can't make the basket. Adelaide shooting the ball at 35% from the field, Dandenong 36%. Neither side putting on a clinic. And that was a poor choice of shot from Benningfield.
Well, I thought it was an okay drive to the basket, given that Cayla's got 2 fouls and maybe trying to get her on her 3rd foul, but she shouldn't have shot it.
Tracy Gahan. Up she goes, block shot from Benningfield. They've still got 8 seconds until half-time. They could have set it up, but Foley saw the wide open lane. Now there's a chance. Hunt needs to get busy. Oh, it's in and out. We've seen Angela Marino do that for Adelaide, but Nicole Hunt unable to put the big basket on the board at the break for the Dandenong Rangers. But they'd be thrilled with a 3-point lead at halftime. Dandenong 36, Adelaide 33, and somewhat of a surprise, Laurie Chiswick.
Well, it absolutely is, and we know that this sort of game suits Dandenong. It's slowed right down. Adelaide like a high-scoring, running, free-throwing game. Dandenong have done a great job of slowing their transition game down.
The Dandenong Rangers are just heading off. Points in the paint in that quarter. 16 points to the Adelaide Lightning, as in the half, sorry, I should say. 16 points to Adelaide, 18 points to Dandenong. One of the players who scored those points for Dandenong, Alison Downie, and she's with Rachel.
Now, Alison, you're one of the fittest and most athletic players in the league. How is the heat affecting that tonight, though?
It's hard, but we're rotating our players, so it's handy having that fan that blows on you, which is good. So because of the rotation, it's better. Well, yeah, it's still hard though. Yeah.
And I can just see that Dale Waters is wrapped with the start you had for this game, and also you're maintaining it. You're sustaining it with Adelaide and really matching it with them. And you really do want to finish the season on a high. So the girls are feeling pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we are. And like I think now that the pressure's off, we're just having fun and we're playing, and it helps. It's so much nicer, we're playing together, and it's good, and we feel good, and it's nice to just have a good scoreline. So it's good. Yeah.
Thanks, Alison. We're looking forward to the second half.
Alison Downie there talking about how good the Rangers feel, and why wouldn't they? They're taking it up to the defending champions, and they're in front at half-time, 36-33. We'll be back with all the second half action after this. Well, it's been quite a first half at the Dome in Adelaide. The Adelaide Lightning are under pressure. The Dandenong Rangers are taking it right up to them, and the Rangers lead it at halftime, 36-33. And Laurie Chiswick is with me for all the action. And Laurie, it's not really the start we expected for the Lightning, was it?
Well, absolutely not, Darren. And for Dandenong as well, they came out on fire and really dominated that first 3 minutes of the game.
Then in the second quarter, they traded baskets early. Both sides had some good passages of play, but they were struggling to take care of the ball.
Well, Dandenong sort of had that, we're turning the ball over like Adelaide was in the first quarter. Then both teams settled into a bit of a rhythm. I thought Dandenong did a very good job, though, of getting the ball inside a little bit more. Some really easy baskets in the paint.
And then they finished the half off really well. They were really impressive, as you say, in the paint, but also defensively stuck to what they do well.
Well, they did, and they got lots of deflections. They got their hands to balls, and they really just played gritty basketball.
Well, no doubt the stat sheet will show that the Rangers are in front. As you see at the top there, field goal percentage still not great from both teams, but it's a surprise that the Rangers are out rebounding the Lightning at half-time.
Well, they are. They're doing a good job of blocking out. They're really sticking to their game plan, I think. And one stat that stands out to me is 4 for 14 from the three-point line for Adelaide, 29%.
The individual statistics for both teams. The Adelaide Lightning, well, Cayla Francis got involved on the score sheet late in that quarter, but really Sam Woosnam was the only spark in the first half.
She was, and she did a great job as a captain. You can see there's a wide range of scoring on that team. Nobody is really standing out.
For the Dandenong Rangers, well, I should say Jennifer Benningfield's been pretty quiet. We expected her to have a big game, but they've had contributions from everywhere.
Well, again, they're all just playing a role. They're doing a good job. They're coming in off the bench. Benningfield would be a bit disappointed. She's missed some of those easy baskets, but everybody's contributing the way you would expect.
And Rachel Spawn, you've joined us for a bit of a chat at half-time. Laurie's mentioned in the call that Adelaide wanted a bit more of an inside presence. How do they go about that?
Well, I just think they need to reverse the ball more and get better movement, because they were taking such early shots in the offense. And as I mentioned, that's tiring, because then you're having to run back and play defense. So I think that's something that Vicky Vogt will really talk about at half-time, is definitely getting it through hands and setting up Francis better inside.
Well, it's a tough ask for the Adelaide Lightning to come back from this deficit. It's only 3 points, but the way they're playing, it will be a bit of a struggle. And last week, they also had their struggles. They had 2 losses last week, did the Adelaide Lightning, and it started in Bendigo on Friday night. A 6-point loss to the rejuvenated Bendigo Spirit. Also on Friday, Townsville and Bulleen having pretty comfortable victories. But Laurie, that loss, that Bendigo win, more importantly, let's focus on them for a moment, that was huge.
Well, it was in the context of the season. You wouldn't have really expected, or they wouldn't have penciled that in. So big home court victory. Christy Harrower is doing it for that team. And again, Adelaide, the question marks are coming out.
For the other games in round 15 last week, well, the Adelaide Lightning, as I said, they doubled up with 2 losses. They went to Canberra on Sunday and got absolutely spanked. Sydney Uni Flames finally had a return to form, just getting over the Perth Lynx. Bulleen did the business and swept the Dandenong Rangers 3 matches to 0 this season. And AIS and Logan fought out a close battle. Logan finally winning a close match this season. But we should say Rachel, the Adelaide Lightning, 2 losses. What's their mindset been like during the week? We've already spoken about it in terms of we thought they would come out and be rejuvenated in this game, but they must have had a pretty tough week, also dealing with the injury to Marita Payne.
Yeah, I think we need to realise that the injury to Marita really did affect the players badly because it happened right in front of their bench. The game was probably already lost, but it affected them really badly, and she was in a lot of pain, not something you like to witness. So Vicky Volk really wasn't sure how her players were going to react tonight. You like to think that they'll come out really tougher, mentally tougher, and want to win this match so badly. Look, there's another half to go. They're a champion team, so I'm sure that they'll fight back.
All right, now round 16. We've got a couple of progress scores so far for matches already in motion, I should say, in this round. The Bendigo Spirit and the Sydney Uni Flames, that is the big match. That is the absolute pivotal match in this, in fact, almost for the season. And the Spirit are doing the business at the moment, leading Sydney Uni by 11. The Logan Thunder comfortably leading the AIS. The other games which will come over the weekend, I mentioned Sydney Uni. It's a huge weekend for them in 6th spot in the ladder. They've got to back up on Sunday, and they've got a match against the Bulleen Boomers. Dandenong have to travel to Perth, the Doomsday Double. Canberra take on Logan at home, and also the AIS. If they win those 2 matches, they can seal top spot on the ladder. But Laurie and Rachel, for Sydney Uni, massive weekend. If they go down to Bendigo, which at the moment they look like they might do, struggling at the moment, that Bulleen game just takes on massive proportions. They almost must win it.
Well, it does. It becomes that sort of game. And for Bulleen, if their aspirations are to get in the top 2, it's a must-win for them as well. So, you know, depending how Sydney pull up, because they play back-to-back games, it'll be very interesting for them.
Well, no shortage of motivation for any of the teams in this round 16 of the WNBL. Well, we certainly thought that would be the case with Adelaide Lightning, and at the moment, as we say, they are struggling a little bit. One of their leaders, though, is Tracy Gahan. She has had another fantastic season on the back of her All-Star 5 performance last year. As one of the leaders of the team, it's her job, when they're in a bit of a slump like this, to try and pull them out of it. And before the game, I spoke to Tracy, and I started by asking her if 4 losses in 6 matches actually qualifies as a slump here in Adelaide.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what's going on. We definitely had a really bad road trip last weekend in Bendigo, and then obviously Canberra just smashed us. So, you know, like hopefully it's not a slump, but, you know, 4 out of 6, like you said, that's pretty bad. So hopefully we'll get back on track tonight and then see where we go from here.
What's the mood like around the team? Because you were obviously so dominant last season, and early, even at the start of this season, 9 wins, 1 loss, you're cruising along. Have you noticed something's changed?
Well, obviously you look at our team and it's completely different. Losing 3 starters last year, 3 opals basically. So that is, you know, obviously a bit of a challenge for us. But like you said, we started off really well. But then I think you also, I mean, you don't want to make excuses, but we hadn't played Townsville. We'd only played Canberra once. Bulleen beat us twice. I mean, so, you know, I think our schedule actually got tougher, and we still have got a long way to go now. So we've got our work cut out for us. And it is hard to compare this year to last year, though, because it is a completely different team. And but we'll just keep fighting and hopefully come up with the best by the end.
And I guess the mindset of the competition's different, winning the championship, and Vicky's gone on the record this week and said it's tough being the hunted. Every week somebody's coming out and they want to knock off the champs. So how's the team handled that pressure?
Yeah, I don't know that we really feel that kind of pressure. I mean, obviously back-to-back champions is something that you always strive for, but I think right now, especially with having lost 4 games, right now all we're worried about is Dandenong, and then next week we'll worry about next week, and we're not really looking at the bigger picture right now. So we've just got to take it 1 game at a time, and hopefully then it'll pay off in the end.
Well, we love the cliches, so you know, we're happy to indulge with those. But what about training? If anything changed up? I mean, we see some photos in the press this week, building sandcastles and this sort of thing. Is the team looking to its leaders to provide a bit of spice and variety in the mix during the week?
Yeah, I mean, and obviously with having Marino out, which by the way, if she's watching, we'd like to say we miss her and hopefully she's getting better. She'll be back in about 2 weeks. But I mean, it was just so hard losing her that way, and just, you know, you hate to see someone go down with such a, you know, extraordinary injury. And then with the 2 losses to go with that. So this week we did change training a little bit. We went to the beach and had a bit of a scavenger hunt and built sandcastles and had a barbecue. And I mean, we'll see if it pays off or not. But I think we just needed to regroup and kind of lighten the mood a little bit and start having fun again, because I think we weren't, and it was just like everything was a struggle. And you know, when you lose and you don't play well, then you start getting down on yourself. And so we just kind of wanted to come back and realize it is just a game, and really just start kind of another foot ahead now.
And what about you personally? Are you having fun out there? At the start of the season, you were getting belted around from pillar to post. You had injuries in every part of your body. Your form's still been pretty solid though, so how are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't think I have had as good a year this year as I did last year. The year's not over yet, though, and I mean, I'm not disappointed with how it's gone. I mean, obviously it is different with the personnel that we have is a bit different this year. And like you said, the 4 games that I did have some kind of crazy injury, you know, it was a bit annoying, and I just didn't really get involved, I think, much. And well, it's hard to when you're sitting on the bench half the game. And but then, you know, the other girls stepped up, and you know, Vicky was very encouraging and tried to get me back out there and get my confidence back up. And so really, like, I mean, when you look at Marita's injury and then compared to, you know, I just split my head open and missed, you know, half of the game, I can't really complain. So, you know, we'll just keep going from here.
So just a few weeks to finals. Is there excitement building within the team, particularly the younger players? Because even though you've had some indifferent form over the last couple of weeks, you will be there, and there'll be some players like Cayla Francis and Newley and these sort of players who are going to get their first crack at finals basketball.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting for them, especially they both have played really well this year and done great things for us, great additions to the team. But like I said earlier, since we have lost 4 of the last 6, we're really not thinking about finals right now. I mean, I think it's a good thing we played well before Christmas, otherwise we might not even be looking at finals. But so right now we're just going to take it one game at a time, and then when that time comes here, we'll just have to face it like any other game. So.
Well, thanks, Tracy, and good luck for you and the Lightning. Stay out of trouble as well for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Yes, Tracy Gahan there, and taking it one game at a time, Laurie. We should be on a cliche count as we at half-time here at the Dome in Adelaide. The score, the Lightning trailing by 3 points, 33 to 36. The Dandenong Rangers taking it right up to the defending champions. And, well, there's one of the champions from last season's Adelaide Lightning team, Erin Phillips, not playing in the WNBL this season. She's been spending some time playing in Israel, I think, of all places, and, of course, went to Beijing as well in the off-season for the Olympic Games. Just that small little tournament, and in the third quarter, Rachel Spawn's going to have a chat to Erin and just see where she's at.
Well, she looks very relaxed sitting in the stands watching her team.
Yeah, wouldn't you? Look what she's wearing. She's wearing a singlet and shorts. I mean, I'd be relaxed too. It's comfort clothing. It's what you need in these oppressive conditions. So the Lightning, what would Vicky Volk have said to them at halftime? Would she have given them a bake, Laurie?
Well, you know what? I just get the feeling that they can step up another gear, that it could happen any time, that, you know, they just need to concentrate on the little things, stick to the game plan. Again, those cliche sayings, Darren, but I just feel like they could pick up.
So the third quarter is underway. The Lightning with the job ahead of them. It's only a narrow margin, but they will have to lift their intensity. It's more about their mindset than anything. Oh, Probst just throws that one away from Gahan. The shot's going to have to go up. At least she's stolen it, Faith Probst. That was a sensational defensive effort from her. Down the other end. Well, she might have made them pay with the layup, but instead she coughed it up. Foley, this will get the crowd going. Oh, Francis got it to Duke. That was good play by the big centre. Hunt was faked out by Marino, and that is well, That's a team lifter.
Well, it is, and it's unfortunate for Nicole Hunt as Marino got the ball. Just a little shot fake that she sold very well. Nicole got up in the air, and Marino, as soon as she did that, recognized it and drove it in and drew the foul.
She's been a really influential player for the Lightning. Averages 34 minutes a game, the most for their team. 14 points and 3 assists as well. That was great ball movement from the Lightning, from the Rangers, I should say. And Benningfield will go to the line with scores level.
It was good that Faith made that extra pass inside to Benningfield.
So here is Jenny Benningfield, top 10 in the league in scoring. Averages 15 a game. She's only got 4 points so far in this match. During the Christmas break, she had an injury to her eye and missed 2 games and then was on limited minutes as well in the next 2. At a really unfortunate time for the Rangers.
Well, it was, and it was one of those freak accidents at training where Amelia Todhunter, they were both going for a ball, and Amelia Todhunter came up and just caught her finger and fractured at her eye socket.
Another 3-point shot missed from the Lightning. And another one's made now. They even out that ledger. 5 out of 17 from beyond the arc. 29%. And they're in the lead for just the 2nd time in the match, Adelaide. Probst off balance. Oh, just hopped in for her.
They'll take it.
No doubt. They're going toe-to-toe with the defending champions. Big foul from Benningfield.
I like Cayla Francis' aggression now, taking it hard to the basket. Now, whether she shot that or whether she was in that, I agree with the referee. She really was in the act of passing as opposed to shooting.
We sit very close to the Adelaide bench where we commentate from. As Francis, that was a nice move. And I was just going to mention that Coach Bolt has had a bit of extra time, it seems, for Cayla Francis in this match. He yanked her out early when the chips were down, gave her a bit of a serve, and a few times through the match, she's been really giving her some pep talks.
Well, I think it was good that she actually did pull her out after those first few minutes, because she really didn't have any impact on the game, and they need her coming out ready to play. So it's good to see that she's changed that around, and her last few points have been all inside.
Well, they're heating up a little bit. You sense the Lightning. They've scored 10 points in this quarter. That's only 3 from the Rangers.
Yeah, you can just sense that Dandenong can't let this get away from them now, the 3rd quarter being so critical. Adelaide really probably not playing at their best in this match so far. And I'd really like to see Benningfield, you know, she's been averaging 20 points a match against Adelaide. I'm waiting for her to break out in this match.
Well, maybe she won't have to, Rach, if Emily McInerny keeps draining 15-foot jump shots. Not something that you see a lot of in 300 games. Emily McInerny hasn't averaged in double figures over that time. She's been the best defensive player ever to set foot on a WNBL court as Downie forces away Foley and is called for the offensive foul. Let's watch the push off, the extension of the elbow.
Yeah, that was it. The ref was right there. He had no trouble seeing that.
Coach Waters yelling out, I want you to get it back now, El. Just talking to Downie. She's guarding Foley. It's a big job. Rangers on the glass. Downie with the ball. Laurie, she's averaging 7 points a game. It's a high for her career. And about 5 rebounds a game. Career highs in all those statistics. And she's on the offensive glass this time as well. We know her about her athletic talents, but what can she be? As Benningfield, that is superb.
Good 2nd, 3rd efforts by Dandenong and Benningfield in particular. They just would not go away. They kept going up. In fact, at one stage, there's all 3 Adelaide players are in the paint, just monstering.
Well, Benningfield there converts, and she's got the chance to add the bonus, and Alison Downie involved as well. Big free throw. Gives the Rangers the lead. They've scored the last 5 points in the game. Six minutes until three-quarter time. A small crowd in at the Dome, and they're very quiet. I think they're a little bit shell-shocked at the moment with the situation their team finds themselves in, but Marino's continuing to plug away. She's up to 10 points. Probst overcooks it. Oh, excellent anticipation from McInerny. She's just a fraction too slow.
And good court vision by the Adelaide players just to kick it ahead to that open player. Easy layup.
It was Rebecca Duke who enjoyed the spoils. They lead by 3. Benningfield with the jumper. Silences the crowd. She's up to double figures now. 10 points in the match. The only Ranger player in double figures. Gahan coughs it up. 2 on 2, now 3 on 2 with Downie making a run. That was a great pass from Hunt into Alison Downie.
Well, she did, and she knew that she really didn't have a look at the basket, but she got it up in the air anyway, drew the foul, and now she's going to the line.
So Alison Downie on the free throw line, not noted for the high quality of her free throw shooting. And she's 0 for 2 in this match. 60% this season. Oh, rattles that one at home. And she an important basket. Again, drawing scores level. They've gone to the line 12 times, the Rangers, and Adelaide have only gone to the line 5 times. That differential of 7 is important in the match. On another turnover. We'll check those stats with Mark Slocum in just a moment. As Hunt, will she shoot the 3? She will, and she makes it and punches the air.
That was good team basketball. Nicole had a good look to see whether she should pass it inside. Did get it in, straight back out to her. I'm glad to see that she made that shot.
Dandenong are showing such great character, and you know, their finals campaign is over, but they're not giving up by any means. And you know, they play Perth in their next match this weekend, and they're not saving any energy for that.
Hunt couldn't quite go back-to-back on the three-point bombs. Long pass out from Foley to Newley. Good hands from McInerny again. She forces the steal. Now Cunningham with an open look. And Hunt's penetration was superb.
I was just going to say that certainly initiated that. She drove it in and then got the pass up in the air high to Caitlin Cunningham's hands.
Well, 14 turnovers to Adelaide. Just 10 from Dandenong. McInerny has 5 steals for the Rangers. And almost 6 was with Downie coming across. I called the wrong player there. The ponytails fooled me. The Rangers, the best defence in the competition. Ebzery.
Dandenong are doing a very good job of executing their offense with a lot of poise, making Adelaide play a lot of defense out there.
They're just camped out behind the three-point line as well, Adelaide. They've got 4 out at the moment. It's all one-on-one. Woosnam went that time. Oh, and Hunt picks her pocket. She'll wait for the cavalry. Oh, and Marino does the same thing to Cunningham just down the other end. This is end-to-end stuff. Hasn't been a timeout called by either coach in this quarter. And I suspect there'll be some very tired players at three-quarter time. Well, Dale Waters perhaps invoking the mercy rule on his team and calls for time. They'll have a rest with 2 minutes 20 remaining in this third term. His team leads it by 1 as we listen into the Rangers huddle.
Exploit you. Their offense revolves around isolating one person and then taking that person towards the basket. And then what it is, if the defense collapses in, it's a kick out towards the shooter. Individual accountability for your assignment on the dribble is crucial for us. Is that clear? So we got to make sure we lock in here and contain. Mirror the 3 with a hand up, all right? In offense here now, all right? We want to run a high here for Duna. Then the next play down, run double cuts. Double cuts, make sure, okay, you're on the weak side. Macca screens away for you. Show your hands, okay? Play her for the drive, okay? Here we go.
The Dandenong Rangers defence in this game has been superb. This is some of the work they've done. Nicole Hunt, an excellent job there. But then down the other end, Angela Marino, a copycat play. 51-52. The home side have a scrap on their hands. They trail by 1. They're looking to keep pace with the teams that are just above them on the ladder. Dandenong, on the other hand, looking to snap an 8-game losing streak. Different motivations, but equally as powerful. So the Adelaide Lightning will go to the foul line once. No, it's an end ball, in fact, so they'll need, Rangers defence will need to be switched on. We're almost at three-quarter time. Stay tuned at three-quarter time. Rachel Spawn will have Erin Phillips with her for a quick chat as, well, almost a turnover now. It's one-on-one. Hunt and Marino. She draws the foul, does Nicole Hunt.
You can see Nicole was going to drive in. She stopped. She was going to try and do a step through. And Marino had really no choice but to foul her.
So what can the Rangers come up with? 100 seconds until three-quarter time. Benningfield has gone to the jump shot on numerous occasions tonight. She likes to step back. Couldn't nail it that time. Newley. Ryan with an injured shoulder tries to guard her. And it wasn't going to be effective. As we see Laurie, sorry to cut you off, a full-time score from Bendigo, and the Spirit, well, they really have one hand clenched around a final spot. And the Logan Thunder recording their 6th victory of the season. They've been persistent, the Logan Thunder, but the story is Bendigo. 10 wins, 8 losses. Sydney now, 8 wins, 10 losses. And that 2-game buffer will be vital. There's still hope for the Sydney Uni Flames. They've got a return bout against Bendigo in a couple of weeks' time, which we will be covering on ABC Grandstand. We'll have that game for you. The head-to-head matchup will be crucial between those teams. So the Sydney Uni Flames will need to win that match by more than 6 points if they're to have any chance of playing in the finals, you feel. Back at the Adelaide Dome, and there's 6 seconds, yes. Gahan needs to get busy. There's no talk out there from Adelaide. Well, she eventually realised what was going on, kept her cool, but missed the shot. Now what will the Rangers execute? Nine seconds on the shot clock for them. The ball still a long way from the basket. Nicole Hunt from another postcode.
Now they really want to try and get a stop here, so they go into three-quarter time.
Oh, Marino with the round the back. Rolls out. Now 5 seconds. Hunt's got plenty of time to get it up the court. And it's missed. So at three-quarter time, we are set up for a grandstand finish. The Dandenong Rangers are leading the Adelaide Lightning by 1 point, 52 to 51. They haven't been good in the close ones, and they will be tested again. It'll be fascinating to see Dale Waters' messages to his team in this last quarter as we have a look at the match stats to three-quarter time.
Well, again, you can see the percentages aren't exactly high. Adelaide certainly lifted a little bit where they had a little bit more of an inside presence. They're now at 38%, but 29% from the foul line is not happy. And again, turnovers for both teams. They need to take care of the ball.
Costly stat there for the Lightning. It's three-quarter time, and Rachel Spawn's on the sidelines, as she always is, but with an old teammate with her, Erin Phillips.
I do. I have one of former player of Lightning, one of their superstars, and I'm sure she'd like to be out there tonight. Now, Erin, you have been playing in Israel, but you're in Adelaide. What is the story?
Yeah, actually, I come back just a bit after Christmas, having had a knee scope, which an injury I happened actually on Christmas Day, believe it or not. So wasn't the Christmas present that I asked for, but basically just had a little bit come off in my knee, and it was floating around, and a little bit of bone bruising. So I'm just kind of on the mend at the moment.
And when will you return to Israel?
Probably within the next couple of weeks. You know, I've got to get things right. I mean, I've obviously had a major problem with my knee before, and so I kind of don't want to keep backtracking. So it's just be when I'm, you know, fully fit and ready to go, which is not long.
Now, I know you want to be playing, but you are very close to your family, so you're probably loving being here, even though it's so hot.
No, definitely. I've been playing with all my nieces and nephew in the pool, and so it's been good. It's a perfect place to do rehab at home with your family around, but I'm really keen to get playing again.
Well, it's great to have you back in Adelaide, Erin, and good luck in your return to Israel.
Thanks very much.
Yes, thanks to Erin Phillips. We are set up for a thrilling finish to this round 16 match. The Dandenong Rangers leading the Adelaide Lightning by just the 1 point. Ebzery a long way off target. The Lightning have the chance to go ahead. They've only led on 3 occasions in the match as Duke get that basket to go, and the Rangers come away with it again. Marino, as she always does, just pestering the opposition point guard.
She just does. She hangs in there. She gets her hands in there. She gets her body in there.
Five seconds on the shot clock for Hunt. Not quite. Benningfield from 3 deep in racing parlance. And the finish, that was superb. It's inspirational moments like that that might see the Rangers cause one of the season's biggest upsets. Marino, not quite. But what about Jennifer Benningfield down the other end? Where did she come from the rebound? That was from the clouds.
You know, we've talked about it all night. It's just that persistence. They're going after everything. They're not going to leave anything uncontested.
And she's making me look good, Darren and Laurie. I said she needs to break those shackles loose, and she has.
We're staying in the same hotel as us. I suspect they'll be celebrating this win if they do, in fact, get there.
It's a long time to go in this game, and as I said, I just feel that Adelaide can step up a gear at any time, but given they've lost a few games.
Oh, that was a superb pass from Foley, right up the full 90 feet of the court up to Duke. They're battling on the offensive glass, and that was excellent work from Gahan. Three-point lead to the Rangers, who have really struggled in close games. At the top of the show, we mentioned that. 1 win and 5 losses in matches decided by 5 points or less. They haven't been able to get over the hump. Can they do it against the defending champions on their floor? Lightning have only lost once at home so far this season, and that was to the lowly Logan Thunder.
3 seconds on the shot clock.
Defense is cranked up from both teams. Dale Waters disputing the shot clock. He doesn't get the refs to wait.
It's okay, good result. Good result for Dandenong.
Apologising to the score bench and saying, yeah, I'll take it up to Katie Ebzery. Makes the basket and gives his team a 5-point lead.
You could see Rebecca Duke on that last one, standing on the perimeter with the ball over her head, telegraphing to everybody that she was going to be trying to make that pass inside.
Ryan from a long way out. Oh, and Ebzery was brave, going up against Gahan. And it's an Adelaide timeout. We're going to see this in replay. Look at Katie Ebzery swing in from the side, just swoops in. And, well, Vicky Volk's seen enough. We've almost 3 minutes have elapsed in this final quarter, and they haven't scored.
Unless she's fallen down. She cannot guard you. Go to the basket and have a layup. All right? Good running there. Okay, get your head up, see the basket. All right? Guys, you've got to believe in yourself now. Okay, we've missed a couple of shots. They will go in. But we have to get a stop defensively. We have to have a hand all the time. Okay? It's out. It's out. Okay, our next defense, we're in a zone. Just once. But we have to chase. So you two are up. You're back. You're in the middle. Okay, just once. Chase the shooters, then we're straight back into man. All right?
They have had a habit, Dandenong, of coming into this building and getting some big upsets. They did it a couple of times last year in Adelaide's championship year. They only lost 5 games last year, and 2 of those were the Rangers.
Well,
the season before they did it as well, Laura.
Well, if you look on paper and you look at who would match up on who, clearly you would think Adelaide should get this game, but for whatever reason, Dandenong feel really confident in Adelaide. They feel like they can match it with them, and over the last few years they have.
0-6 this quarter are Adelaide, and now they get their first basket for the term. And a little bit more confidence.
Well, that's exactly what they need, and that's exactly what Vicky Vault was asking Cayla Francis. Get yourself inside, whether that's driving it in for a layup or going in strongly, powering up. You need to be inside.
10 points to Francis. Now up to 11. Every free throw is vital. 2 weeks ago at Bulleen, we saw the Bulleen Boomers make all their free throws. Bendigo missed a couple down the stretch, and they lost that game by 3 points. Players must take every opportunity as Todhunter wastes one there with a travelling violation. Francis, as Todhunter's hit the deck hard and she's hurt herself. But she gets up, plays through the paint, scores a level again. Adelaide came from behind 2 weeks ago to defeat Townsville as another travelling violation.
Dandenong now look like they've just got a little bit of nerves out there.
And Darryl Waters has called the timeout. Laurie, good call in your opinion?
Yes, definitely. He just needs to settle them. Don't let Adelaide take any sort of momentum.
We're going to listen in to Dale's timeout now.
They haven't shifted.
We've got to stay on the front foot. We're travelling because they're pulling back all the time. Be positive.
Exactly, and we said be assertive in offense, be hard to guard. Obviously here within a zone, pull it out, check it, either run high-low or run sortie, okay? But then dive off the sortie cuts, okay? Is that clear? All right. Down here, we're all right. We just got to play with a bit more composure. Spot-ups from outside on ball reversal, okay? Get us sorted out here in offense, okay? Defensively down here, deny the flash cut on Francis, okay? So make sure we jump towards the ball, hand up down the lane, keep pushing. Fly the lanes, okay? Here we go.
So, Adelaide have scored the last 5 points. Rachel, what was the main message in Vicky's huddle?
Yeah, look, wanting to take advantage of how hot Cayla Francis is at the moment. You'll see that the next play is going to be for Cayla down low. She's going to set a screen and stay down low for the ball. And then they're going to play one-man defence and then go back into a zone.
Scores level with 6 minutes to go. Dandenong fighting for every ball.
Maybe they'll run it next play. That didn't quite work.
Tracy Gahan with the turnover that time. Now Benningfield, she's had the hot hand in the second half. One out. Oh, great block shot from Duke. She's so athletic and quick, Rebecca Duke, having a sterling season. Oh, Benningfield does well. Read the pass. Again, it was telegraphed from the perimeter, Laurie.
It was. She had the ball well and truly over her head, just waiting for a cutter, and it was easy to steal that.
It was Newley that time that turned it over. She's helping out here as Benningfield's guarded by Francis. 5 seconds, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Got to go up from Todhunter. That's another turnover. Neither side scored out of the last timeout, which was over a minute ago. Duke saw the lane and capitalised. Big basket for the Lightning. They're in front for the first time in this final quarter.
We can see Benningfield just maybe suffering a little bit of a lack of fitness right now. She was out with that eye injury and couldn't train, and it just looks like it's telling a little bit.
And Laurie, she's on 4 fouls as well. That's a real problem for Dale Waters. He's left her in the game, and at this stage, well, what other option does he have? She's got 12 points and 13 boards.
Yeah, he has to leave her on, and there's only four or so minutes left in the game, and you know, she has an impact. She's one of their only big players, big inside presence. That's why you leave her on.
Yeah. No doubt. She ties the ball game away once more. Viewers with long memories might remember back to the round 2 match between these two sides, which Adelaide won in Dandenong, and Benningfield actually fouled out in the last quarter on that occasion as Hunt throws it away.
That was a costly turnover.
And that time it really cost the Rangers any chance they had, as Francis is called for the foul, I think.
It might be Nicole.
Well, it is. White 10, Nicole Hunt. It wasn't in the rebounding contest, it was off the ball. Nicole Hunt's up to 3 fouls to go with 7 assists in the match. Francis under the basket. Expertly executed out of bounds play. And Benningfield continues to make these big shots when she's required. This crowd is stunned. There's no motivation from them that the Lightning can draw from. Again, the pass goes baseline to Francis.
Gee, they're lucky they didn't get a 3-second call.
And Coach Vicky Volk for Adelaide has called another timeout. 60 plays 60. 3 minutes 40 seconds to go in a vital game for the Adelaide Lightning.
So you're shooting unattended. Okay. So it's our end ball now. Let it out here. Cayla's here. We're going to come off her. We're going to run short. Okay. Come off her. Cayla, you're just. You want me to do it so it's screen? Yeah. Yeah. So Angie's in here. You're going to come off. You're going to set a screen. Yeah. You're going to slash arm. So we're going to look straight for there. You get her high. Get her out of there. Don't let her be the inbounder. Mia, who's guarding you? Okay, Mia's got the inbounder. Mia's got the inbound pass. Okay, so it's Mia here. If it's not on, we're going to go just run through it, and you're going to come off it from there. But that's our first look. Okay? Hey, we're still in 2. But Cayla, everyone's matched up, and Benningfield's here, and you're standing in the middle with no one. Come out and get her. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Well, we mentioned the inside presence at halftime, Laurie, and how much it was required. It's finally been delivered by the players in this last quarter. Cayla Francis for Adelaide, 7 out of their 9 points. And for Dandenong, Benningfield scored 6 of their 8 points. And Rachel, what was Dale Waters' main message of that last time out as they've forced another steal? Or Adelaide catch a break?
Well, the main one was telling Benningfield you have 4 fouls. We're really wanting her to listen to that, 4 fouls. But just trying to get his players to move more against the Lightning zone, which is what I'm referring to as a saggy man, running certain plays against that, because when the team goes to the zone, your offense can really dry up.
It's interesting, Darren, that we had this discussion at the start of the game about close finishes and Dandenong and whose hands do you have the ball in at the end of the game. We see Caitlin Ryan's played very limited minutes.
Newley. Oh, she strokes one.
That was a big basket in the context of this game.
Benningfield. Hunt quarterbacking this team. She needs to get busy. Probst. Oh, wasn't a pretty looking shot. It wasn't the offense that Dandenong wanted to execute. That's something that's been a problem for them in these close games. As a strange foul there called as Probst and Francis just going step for step down the court.
Not sure what that was. I'm sure Probst, I mean, she's not used to playing big minutes, so for her, she's been on the court for about 17 minutes. She's probably getting fatigued.
Oh, as Marino just charges through Hunt. And she has a bit of a yap at her as well. She can't believe it.
Those two have been going at each other all night. It's been a very interesting battle.
And Nicole's nickname is Flea. She's a bit of a pest, isn't she? And Marino, I think, could be similarly named. It'd be pretty appropriate. On the court, I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Dandenong have to keep moving.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Benningfield. Oh, McInerny is called for the foul as she attacks the ball once more. They trail by 3 to the Rangers, and it's a vital stage of the game.
As the clock was winding down, you know, Dandenong's feet were all just very set. Nobody was moving off the ball.
Just to recap those stats in terms of the close finishes, Laurie. In games decided by 5 points or less, the Rangers this season 1 win, 5 losses. Adelaide 3 wins and just the 1 loss. Adelaide shooting the ball terribly from the free throw line, though, not helping their cause. Newley just 1 out of 4. The team 4 out of 12. They lead by 4 points. Benningfield. Probst for 3.
Good block out by Newley.
Dandenong are in the bonus situation, so any foul they commit will put Adelaide on the line. Adelaide still have some fouls to give. Marino trying to draw one that time. Newley, that was a beautiful finish. And Dale Waters uses up his last time out. As we see Marino and Newley combining on this last play, this is a huge bucket. It's a 6-point buffer now to the Lightning as the Rangers need to pull a rabbit out of the hat with a minute to go.
Plenty of time, all right? So, down there, Sam, down here now. Let's run some lifts, okay? Lifts. But you play the 1 spot there, okay? And so we have you coming off the lift there.
Oh, do you want me? Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you understand? So you're coming off the double screen. Is that clear?
Just kick it to me. Yeah, I just kick it and go.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. So we're going lift here for Fleet, all right? Then out of that, we're into 32s, okay? 32s, but containment 32s. So it might mean on the D scramble back, if Macca and Jenny are upon the boards, the guards have got to fly back and then scramble back into man's man down here. Is that clear? Everyone clear with that? So here we go. Thanks.
Well, Dale Waters there. Sure what she's trying to get his message across. It's a tough moment for his team. Down by 6 with just over 70 seconds to go. He's used up all his timeouts. Adelaide still have 1 left. But how effectively did they use that one, Rachel?
Yeah, look, a lot of messages from Vicky Volk. No 3-pointers. Don't let Benningfield go right, force her left. And look, just keep playing the great D they're playing, and I think they'll be home.
Hunt for 3. Not quite. Big rebound. Benningfield She tried for the desperate steal.
Adelaide now really need to use this entire shot clock.
And they don't want to foul Marino because she is their best free throw shooter. And that's exactly what Nicole Hunt did. She didn't have a lot of choice. That was well run by the Lightning to leave the ball in her hands when, as I say, she is their best free throw shooter. In this game, she's 2 for 2. She can put this game beyond Dandenong's reach. And I think she might have done that.
Well, Dandenong just needs to put up some threes right now.
Oh, Duke desperate there once more. Probst on the drive. In and out for Benningfield. Hunt crashes the offensive glass. And she wins the ball back for her team. But once again, it looks as though it's going to be a case of so near but so far for the Rangers. They were in this game right up until the last 2 minutes, and they're still alive if they can pull off some sort of miracle with just a 6-point buffer. Hunt has won the ball back for her team.
They can get a 3 out of bounds. It's unlikely.
Caitlin Ryan's on the floor, but Faith Probst goes inside. It's a 4-point game and the clock stops.
Now they need to deny everything.
And if they foul Newley, or will she turn it over? They're forced to turnover. Well, can Vicky Volk feel the noose tightening around the neck of her team? It would need a miracle. But Faith Probst with back-to-back baskets, and the Rangers' defence has given them some hope.
Have a shot. They need to get a shot up.
It's a 4-point game.
Shoot that.
Ryan, Benningfield's wide open. Oh, they've coughed it up. They've done it again in a crucial situation. And they allow the inbound too easily. And Benningfield now fouls out with 8 seconds to go. And the Rangers about to lose their 9th game in succession. Well, Laurie, let's just have a look at the end of this play. They had a full 24 seconds to get that shot off, and to be confined in a corner a long way from the hoop and throw it out of bounds shows an unfortunate level of disorganisation.
Well, I thought there were 2 players at least that could have, you know, put a shot up. They needed a chance to get a rebound, then another steal.
Three seconds to go. Ryan will get the shot up. And she makes it. Well, that just adds a little bit of salt in the wounds you feel for the Dandenong Rangers. They came in here friendless. Nobody expected them to defeat a rejuvenated Adelaide Lightning, and in the end they didn't. But they gave them one hell of a fright, and you just can't help but feel the Lightning used a get-out-of-jail-free card with this 3-point victory, 70-67 over the Dandenong Rangers. So the Lightning win their 13th game of the season. Just the 5 losses. The Rangers slumped to 5 wins and 12 losses, 9 in a row, and will be surpassed on the ladder by the Logan Thunder with a victory from Logan this week. And look, it's a pretty tough situation the Rangers find themselves in.
Well, they do, and it's certainly unfamiliar territory for them. Usually the last few years they've been either in the finals or certainly knocking on that door right to the last game. And speaking to Dale Waters earlier, he gives full credit to the girls that in this time when they have gone through this period of losing so many games, that they've still really stuck together. Nobody's turned on each other, and you know, credit to them for having that attitude and that approach.
Well, for the Adelaide Lightning, Laurie, we had it was a pretty tough call for the MVP, but in the end we went for their point guard, Angela Marino.
Well, I think given we were undecided right near the end of the game and she nailed those crucial foul shots, she's very deserving, and you can see in that vision she was all over it as far as Nicole Hunt goes, and really bothering her and trying to get in her space.
There she is, finishing off a couple of baskets, and right now she's with Rachel Spawn.
You had a great duel with Nicole Hunt. Was that one of the better competitors you've played against?
Yeah, I think the best thing about this league is there is a lot of quality guards that you get to go up against, and it's always interesting when you play Dandenong because they're renowned for their defence and we're more of an offensive-based team, and they do a really good job of locking us down and making us play at their tempo. So we're just really happy to get the win, and like we started off really badly, but the great thing about the team is we've got a bit of heart and we just stuck in it and we won, so it was good.
Now, in these tough conditions, I just asked you how many minutes do you play, and we think about 40, but you did come off. How you feel? You must be so tired.
Oh no, I feel okay because we won, thank God, but I don't know how it would have felt if we lost. But I'm from Whyalla. It's always 4 degrees hotter than Adelaide, so I'm used to it. Philippa was rebounding for me this week and she was like, oh my God, how are you going to play on Friday? But when it comes to winning, you just have to do it, and I'm so competitive, so I wanted to win so badly.
Has it been a concern, though, for Lightning that you really haven't been able to put 40 minutes of quality together? You seem to do enough, particularly in the last quarter, and particularly you know, putting those foul shots in every time. Is that something that you are addressing as a team?
Oh, definitely. I think Vicky pulls her hair out because we show glimpses of really good basketball, but there's like a half of basketball, 20 minutes, where we don't play very team-like, we don't play good defense, and we expect that we're just going to win it. And it's a real big focus coming into finals is to put 40 minutes together, do it quarter by quarter, and see if we can get wins like that.
Well, Angela, great performance from you personally, and good luck to Lightning in the lead up to the finals.
Thank you very much.
It's a great performance again from Angela Marino. And Laurie, once again, you see the values of free throws made down the stretch.
Well, we've seen that in a couple of games, and certainly for her to have it in her hands at the end of the game when Dandenong was forced to foul was a good decision.
What did you make of Cayla Francis's finish to the game, Laurie? She was excellent in the second half, and after she got a few rockets from Coach Vicky Volk.
Well, she did, and she was very good, and she started slowly, but I thought she was the one that really turned the game around in that second half. She went inside, she finished, she drove, she posted up, and I thought she was very good.
And her man-on-man battle with Jennifer Benningfield from Dandenong was really fascinating to watch.
Well, Benningfield was a focal point all night, and I liked it when she was a really good target inside, and she was really, she just was so persistent in going after those second shots.
It was Jennifer Benningfield at the defensive end on Cayla Francis, coming up with another steal. I reckon she'd be a bit disappointed, though, obviously, with the result. Rachel Spawn will find out.
So have you ever had to play in conditions like this in the States?
Oh yeah, I think, growing up, playing outside, with my brothers and neighborhood friends. I mean, you play for the love of the game, and it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. And I've played in extremes from hot and cold before, and you can't worry about that. Just got to go out and play.
Well, that's good to hear, but we're wondering if you did get your 5th foul on purpose, so you could have a rest.
No. Just trying to help out the team and try to get our momentum back for our team. And we've been working hard, and the record might not show all the hard work and the dedication that this team has, but you know what? We come with the same, competitiveness every day in practice and to the games as if we were going to the playoffs, and I think that says a lot about the potential of this team.
And it is heartbreaking because you have had such small losses, and that can be the difference between making the finals and not. Your next game is against Perth, so obviously you still want to win as many matches as you can. This is a young group, so hopefully you could build towards success in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta learn something from all the wins and losses. And sometimes you have to lose to really understand what it takes to win. And yeah, we have another game tomorrow. So when the sun comes up tomorrow, so it's a new day, and we know we have 5 games left, and we're gonna give it all as much as we can, like we have all season, to each other.
Well, Jennifer, we enjoyed watching you play tonight, and good luck in the rest of the matches.
Thank you very much.
Jennifer Benningfield there. It was an excellent performance from her. There's Karen Truslove. Injured for the Adelaide Lightning. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out with her injured, but also more importantly perhaps Marita Payne injured coming into the playoffs. It hurts their depth.
Well, it does, but we know that they are deep. They have to have other players step up. Cayla Francis, Tracy Gahan, the big players, they need to be a focus point, and I think they'll get the job done.
Well, a big win in the context for the season with the Adelaide Lightning, just using their get-out-of-jail-free card, but nowhere near as big as this win for the Bendigo Spirit over the Sydney Uni Flames. A 6-point victory puts them again with the box seat and almost secures them a spot in the playoffs. Logan also with a victory over the AIS. The remaining games for the week, Dandenong have to make the trip over to Perth for that match against the Perth Lynx. Canberra take on Logan and also the AIS, and the Sydney Uni Flames have to play the Bulleen Boomers. Townsville, of course, have the bye. Next week, Well, we're going to be seeing the Adelaide Lightning at it again. They were defeated by the Logan Thunder just before Christmas in the upset of the season. Can the Logan Thunder do it again? This time it'll be on their home court. You'll see all the action live on ABC2 on Friday night from the InSports Arena. And of course, you can always see our replay show on a Saturday afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon, the highlights. And of course, if you missed anything from our WNBL coverage, check out our website. And of course, ABC TV is the home of women's sport in Australia, and the women's international football will be on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. There's a couple of games coming up, the Matildas against the Italians, and this one will be seen live from Parramatta Stadium on Saturday afternoon. So stay tuned, as always, to ABC TV for all your women's sport, and in particular, your WNBL coverage. Thank you very much for joining us, Rachel Spawn and Laurie Chiswick. Appreciated your company. Well, the Adelaide Lightning, they were lucky in the end, but they got the job done, and they look forward to more victories for the rest of this WNBL season as they try and secure their spot in the top 4. Thank you very much again for joining us. We'll see you next week.